in tackling post-harvest losses, creating employment and bringing youths on board in agriculture value chain from the lower eastern part of Kenya, Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization has partnered with Purdue University in a project dubbed as Sustainable Resilient Supply Chain. The project, which is a model of youth input reseller, is targeting youths from Kitui, Machakos, and Makueni counties.
So we designed this project with Purdue University. We looked at issues of post-harvest, and we have technologies that we wanted the youth to participate with, and also bring the agro dealers across the region. And we hope that the success stories of this project can be replicated in some parts of the region.
According to Dr. Patrick Ketain, the principal investigator, Food Processing and Post-Harvest Handling Innovation Lab, Kenya loses up to 40% of annual harvest.
We lose up to 40% of annual harvest. This project wanted to make a serious contributions in terms of the management of post-harvest dollars through the provision of technology. So we were able to disseminate two types of technologies. First is on how do we do the storage using emetic bags. The other technology before the use of the bags was to support farmers with grain moisture meters. Moisture measurement is a challenge. If you go to rural areas, our farmers are using very conventional methods. So we wanted the farmers to access very simple, low-cost technologies.
From the model project, Dr. Ketain says that Carlo will share the technology with other partners so that it is upscaled.
So from this project of Lesser Pulse that has been successfully implemented by Carlo and Purdue, we are picking the lessons that have already been achieved. And going forward, I think Carlo will continue to share the information to other partners to ensure that the technologies are upscaled.
Wyatt Pratt, who is the Dean Lead Investigator of the Laser Pulse project at Purdue University, says that in this project, youths were trained on various components which include business, gender, and post-harvest, among others.
What we've been trying to do through this current project is run a randomized control trial. In a randomized control trial, if you're not aware, generally you have at least two groups that study participants are randomly allocated to, one being the control group and then one being the treatment group. So in our case, the treatment group is you can think about is the group that receives the intervention. So in our case, this was youth being able to be trained in various components such as business, gender, and post-harvest grain management, as well as input usage. And then also receiving inputs and being connected to an agro dealer to be able to sell the inputs during the post-harvest period in eastern Kenya.
Speaking on future of the project, Wyatt had this information to players in agriculture value chain.
So our future goal is to analyze the data and kind of see what the short and long-term impacts of this were. So how many people were able to sustain a business beyond the short-term results that we have from our last survey. So that will help us talk about sustainability and scalability of this project moving forward.
Rotich Eliud from the Carlo project team speaks on challenges faced.
One of the main challenges during the project was that youth lack incentives and they lack resources to undertake business. Because the project focused on youth resellers, we wanted the youth to be able to sell the bags after getting them from the agro dealer. The youth could not afford to get resources to acquire these bags. The other major constraint that we encountered is the mobility of the youth. Today you visit, you find the youth. Next time you're visiting for the follow-up activities, the youth maybe has gotten a job somewhere, so you won't be able to trace that youth.
At Kangundo constituency, we meet one Jennifer Sila, an agro dealer at Kalamba Agrovet, who tells us how she has been selling the hermetic bags to youths.
Wananunua, wanaenda wanauza, wanakuja, wanalipa, wengine wanachukua bila pesa, wanaenda wanauza, wanaleta pesa. Iko wengine wanasumbua, wengine wasumbui, lakini maradi sio mbaya.
Jonathan Mulwa and Jacqueline Munyao speak on the benefits of the project, marketing strategy adopted, and integration of their businesses, including input reselling.
We were able to partner up with Caldo whereby youth were trained about post-harvesting. And us being as youth in Kangundo, we are privileged to get training in various circumstances which involve post-harvesting.
I used to sell the bags to my customers. I do a business of boutique. After they buy, I used to ask them questions about their farming activities. And after that, I used to show the customers the bag, teach the customer how to store the mains. If customer is okay, I used to sell the bags to the customers.